back, Candia, with For the Love of Paper and Ink for Junk Journal January Day 5 Daily Log. And I am going to the back of this book with some plain pages here because I want to use this log sheet that I have and cover up most of the page. So I didn't want to have a page that had too much stuff on it that I liked. So I wanted just some plain pages that I could put this on top of, and that's my interpretation of daily log. Is the background of my paper is like a log book or a I'm trying to think of what it's called, a ledger paper that you would log in. So that's what I'm going to add to the background of my pages. I'm just cutting out here to adjust for the binding. I'm doing a little pie shape cutout to have the paper kind of be around the binding. And I really like the red lettering on this ledger sheet. So I'm going to lean into that red color and do some stamping in red on the page. But right now I am just going to ink up all the edges that I ripped so that they are aged looking like the rest of the paper. This paper is from the 40s, so it is a little bit older, but not too old. And I'm going to glue one down to each side of the spread, and this one I want to trim off to make it small enough, and I still want to have that music sheet binding that I have on the left side of that page there with the red lettering, because I thought that coordinated well with the red inside on the ledger paper. So I glue down a strip of the ledger paper on each side, and then now I'm going to start stamping. So I have these Bow Bunny stamps with this cool label stamp that I want to add on to the page. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put it, how I want to set it, and I decide on it going sideways there on the right side of the page. And I am using Candied Apple Distress Oxide for the color because I want to bring out the red that's on the pages and just lean into the red color for all the things I stamp. And I have this bird cage stamp there that's in the stamp pack, and it I thought would go well with the sticker I'm going to add to the page later of a Victorian lady. I thought she would probably have a bird cage in her office. And I kind of was thinking of a theme with the daily log of a lady who owns a clothing shop, and she keeps the log of her business transactions, and that's what this spread kind of ended up turning out to be. So now I'm just going to do some background stamps with a Tim Holtz stamp that I have there in red. Just pressing it in all over the place, not doing a perfect stamping, just little dots of the stamp here and there all over the page. And it gives just a little texture to the background, adding these little dots of red stamps in addition to the numbers that are all over the page that are black and red. Now I have these Bow Bunny stamps that are numbers, and since today's the 5th day of prompts, I wanted to add a 5 to the spreads, especially since I did the prompt way in the back of the book compared to all the other ones I had done in the front of the book. Now I am pulling out my sticker of the lady and trying to figure out where I would like to put it. I decide there on the right side, and she has a little bit of red on her too, so that kind of lent to the red that's going on the spread. So I decide I want to use some washi tape that has some reds in it and some blacks, and just do a little decorating with them on the right side there. This is a black and white floral one that I'm adding now, and then or I guess it wasn't white, it was black and like a tan color, taupey color. And then this one is a lace and tape measure. Since she is a seamstress or runs some sort of clothing store, I figured she would need a tape measure on her to go with her measuring people's clothes. So that's why I added that piece of tape. And I'm just doing a little bit of the washi tapes up at the top there now too. It just gives a couple of extra focal points to the page, or side points, I guess, to look at, because the lady is kind of really the focal point. So I'm adding the washi tapes, getting it all set up. Didn't do it exactly the same layered as I did on the right side. Then I found this little advertisement for a store, clothing store, that I thought could be her store. So I add the advertisement because after I looked at the page, I felt that it was missing something, and I thought this was just what it needed. So now I think I'm done with the page, so I'm going to stamp my date on it like I have done with all the other days, 1/5/24, and then I assess the page and see if I'm done or not. But I noticed that I smeared that bird cage, so I want to cover it up. But I have this piece of paper, and on the back side I thought I could stamp on it, but it was too shiny, so I decided to, since the other side was red, to add that in and then stamp the bird cage again, but not in the same spot. So I'm adding this little pop of red paper that I had in my stash, and I'm going to restamp the bird cage and just let it dry so it doesn't smear like it did before. And that is all I did for this page. I think it was a fun, quick little one, and I am really enjoying these prompts. I hope you are too. And I'd love to hear from you as to what you have been creating and doing with the prompts. So please share in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.